궁극적으로 원전은 멈출 것인가? 정부가 원자력 발전 정책의 전면 재검토를 공식적으로 밝혔습니다. 이에 따라서 신규 원전 건설 중단, 그리고 노후 원전 폐쇄 등 문재인 대통령의 대선 공약에 포함된 원전 정책들이 현실화될 가능성이 높아졌습니다. 조택수 기자입니다.
As you can see from the videos, nuclear reactors have disappeared nowadays. Then, what can be the alternative energy sources as nuclear fusion reaction? Through this video, I will show you what is nuclear fusion reaction using quantum mechanical knowledges and how it can be applied to the research or energy industry. So, what is nuclear fusion? It's the reaction in which two or more atomic nuclei are combined to form different atomic or subatomic particles. But with this simple concept of nuclear fusion, we cannot fully understand the whole fusion process. Then, how does it occur? It occurs by the collision of two or more atomic nuclei. But the detailed process is not that simple. Since there are two forces related to this collision, the nuclear force and Coulomb force. The nuclear force between protons and neutrons works as attractive force, while the Coulomb force between the protons causes repulsive force. This main assumption for the probability of fusion is that they should be collided each other, which means the energy of particles should win over the Coulomb potential work. But with this assumption, there appears one strange thing on the fusion reaction of the sun. They did too much fusion reaction with lower temperature than we expected. How is it possible? Because of quantum tunneling process. Quantum tunneling process is quantum mechanical phenomena where particles pass through a potential barrier that it classically cannot surmount. As you can see in the figure, there appears the wave function after the potential work, whose energy is obviously higher than wave functions, and this cannot happen in the classical world. If you understand the previous slide, you might know that after the origin, there appears the decayed wave function, not in the classical world, but in the quantum world. Using this phenomena, we can easily explain why there happens too many fusion in the sun than we expected. For the better understanding, let's assume there is no quantum world, which means there is no quantum tunneling process. As I told you, if there is quantum tunneling effect, the world can pass through that high potential world without having enough energy like the figure. But if there is no quantum phenomena, the world should have high enough energy to overcome the potential world mechanically like this. For the sun, this potential work comes from the Coulomb repulsive force that is caused by the decreasing distance between the nuclei for the collision process. This is about 0.6 mega electron volt. For getting this amount of energy for the nuclei, actually it's hydrogen for this case, the environmental temperature should be about 5 gigakelvin. But for the sun case, we can easily observe its temperature is only about 6000 Kelvin for the surface and 0.1 megakelvin for the center, which are much lower than 5 gigakelvin. And if we think further for the world where quantum theory does not exist, the sun should be shrunk for the larger amount like the figure, because temperature is inversely proportional to the radius, and this will cause the large explosion which can destroy our whole solar system. With this assumption, you could understand how important the quantum tunneling effect on the sun fusion process. And this is another concept gamma window, which is the multiplication of Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution and quantum tunneling factor. It can be also explained as the probability factor for two nuclear particles' chance of overcoming the Coulomb barrier to undergo nuclear reactions like fusion. With this concept, we can easily expect the number of particles that overcoming the Coulomb barrier with quantum tunneling effect along the certain spectrum of energy. Then, from now on, let's learn how it actually applied to the real field. Korea has researched on the artificial sun using fusion reaction as the future energy sources. This figure on the right is the real artificial sun device, which have really high temperature, even higher than the sun for several times. As we learned, the artificial sun uses the hydrogen fusion reaction to produce energy. But as I told you, we need a really high temperature if there is no quantum tunneling effect. And for the Earth's gravity and hydrogen dense condition, we cannot expect that much quantum tunneling process like the real sun. This condition causes the increase in the temperature up to 100 million degrees Celsius, where hydrogen cannot exist in the form of themselves, but in the form of plasma. Plasma is the state that is consists of ionized gaseous substance with high electrical conductivity. But there comes another problem. We cannot hold this state for a long time since it is highly unstable state. So to hold this state for a long time, scientists come up with two options. Capture plasma by electrical field or magnetic field. But as you can see, the option using electrical field fails, since the required amount of electrical field to capture plasma state is 600 gigavolt per meter, which is almost impossible. But when we use the magnetic field to capture the plasma state, scientists found that it is a reasonably reachable amount. I will skip the actual calculation process since it's too hard for explaining in this short video. So, by using the passive wet coil, we can successfully hold the plasma state inside the tunnel. And there are also two options for making plasma current flow for the almost infinite time. One way is to link the two ends of tunnel and make donut-like shape, which is called tokamak. This is a device which uses a powerful magnetic field to confine a hot plasma in the shape of torus. But still there are things to improve because the plasma is metastable state. For the further information about this state, I recommend you to search in Google and study yourself because of limited time. This is end of our video and thank you for watching. Adios!